4, 3, 2. We've got ignition. 1. We've got RIP Takeoff. RIP to Takeoff. Condolences to his family. Welcome to another edition of the Self Love Show. We live. Today's topic, as you can clearly see, is 12, also known as law enforcement. Are they literally producing this YouTube street content, these street blogs, even some of the major platforms? This is where we're going to be unpacking. And as always, these are lessons, not lectures. We're going to give you facts. Chi-Town, you can cue the joint on your ready. You guys, please like, share, subscribe. If you will, please like, share, subscribe, and post this on your social media. We got to get this message out here, man. Appreciate it.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
In entering upon this course of instruction, each of you should, so far as possible, lay aside for the time being all previous theories and beliefs. By so doing, you will be saved the trouble of trying
All the way through the show
to put, quote, new wine into old wineskins, end quote. Luke chapter 5, verse 37. If there's anything as we proceed which you don't understand or agree with, just let it lie passively in your mind until you have enjoyed the entire show. For many statements that would at first arouse antagonism and discussion will be cleared and easily accepted a little farther on. After the show is over, if you wish to return to your old beliefs and ways of living, you are at perfect liberty to do so. But for the time being, be willing to become as a little child. For said the Master in spiritual things, quote, except you become as little children, ye shall in no wise enter into the kingdom of heaven, end quote. Matthew chapter 18, verse 3. If at times there seems to be repetition, please remember, the Self Love Show is a lesson, not a lecture.
Self Love Show starts in 2 minutes. Please like, share, subscribe.
We are, as they say, tangled in our anchor chain. Our financial systems are decades old. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions.
Growing up over here, shit, it was like a regular hood. I was with my homies and shit, all my friends, so we grew up playing, you know, kicking it and shit. Then we got older, still kicking it, but other shit got to happen and shit. You know how that shit go. But like where we at, it's low income and shit. Like all these low income projects and shit, so it wasn't a lot of money. So, you know, it tend to be where ain't a lot of money, there's a lot of violence. So growing up in here, shit, I was going to jail a lot of shit. When I got locked up for the drama and shit, like Dirk was the main one supporting me and shit, helping me. So we got even closer when I was just in jail. Then I got out. He flew me out there with him and shit. Got the rapping, so me and Dirk, you know, we like.
Hey man, if your brother got on $500,000 worth of jewelry, he gonna have a lawyer. That's how we move.
Was you ever scared at any point though?
Yeah,
Cause you know
the whole time. Yeah, me scared shit. Yeah, the whole time.
You was locked up or did you get out
yeah,
of
it's
bail?
like,
or?
no, I was, you know, there wasn't no bail. You just got to wait like till it's that time, like, and you don't know what's gonna happen to the last minute till they tell you like, all right, not guilty or guilty.
The Georgia Bureau of Investigation is called to give an independent review of a deadly shooting where an off-duty City of Atlanta police officer fired shots.
Well, it happened early this morning on Trinity Avenue, and tonight at least three
no idea what's
people
going on
are
here.
dead. CBS 46's Armel Lyons is live tonight
You can
near
kill that
where it
shot
happened.
time.
Armel? Yeah, Rick, and
What the? How did that get to that? It's supposed to go to the Milana video. We on the right playlist? After King. Oh, that King Vine. I never removed that. I never removed that second King Vine video. That was the news thing. So just go to the next one. My bad. Hey, you guys, we start in 1 minute. I promise. 1 minute. 1 minute. Y'all see the topic. We can get into it. It's a lot of informants on the internet and law enforcement. We've got data. So yeah, bro. It should be able to start on that Self Love Show, Milana Jackson.
And even in this instance, if I could be of service to a 9-year-old girl or a 19-year-old woman or girl who wants to be a woman, is to really remember that self-love is the best way that you can receive love from anybody else, because it's coming from you. A lot of times we forget that. We look externally for this love. We look externally for this feeling of validation and adoration and approval, and it has to come from within.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Truth. Talking about Paul Pierce. Yes, sir. In the building. You can kill it. In the building. In the building, y'all. Y'all know who we are. Self Love Show. We're back. We missed last week. No thanks to me. I was a bit under the weather. But who cares, right? Better now. Glory to God. Yes, sir. Self-love, vision, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Yeah. Learn your lit, y'all. Learn your literature. Read it. Study it. Welcome to the Self Love Show on This Ain't That Network, or as we affectionately call it, TATN. This one of the co-hosts, and I am Millie. And as always, all praise to the ancestors, the Most High, and last but not least, my beloved late Mama Sky. Tonight, we're gonna delve into the fascinating intersection of law enforcement and social media out there. Today's topic is law enforcement producing YouTube street blog type of stations. Like, are they literally behind it? Join us as we explore the rise of the police presence on YouTube and social media. Go ahead and buckle up, hit that subscribe button, and let's get rolling on this virtual patrol through the world of law enforcement and informant blogging. That's what we're calling it, informant blogging. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another edutaining episode of the Self Love Show. These are lessons, not lectures. We're live in living color out there on Tuesday, 12/12, or maybe I should say on Tuesday, F12, 2023, at approximately 8:39 in the shot. As always, you cats can be anywhere in this magnanimous universe, but thankfully, we all chose to be here together. Here together. What down, Shot Town? What down, brother Word Smith? What you manifesting today, Brody?
Love, 9. You know me. I'm manifesting love. What you manifesting?
Yes, sir, G. Same, man. Pure, magnificent, magnanimous, unfettered, unfiltered. Some have said harsh. Many have called it tough, bro. But it's love just the same.
No doubt, no doubt.
Yes, sir. Hey, what's been going on in your neck of the nation since we last put noited out there?
Man, temperatures dropped down. That's for sure.
Oh, the Hawk is back off vacation?
Yeah.
The Hawk is back?
Not all the way,
yeah.
But you know.
He's tuning up.
Yes, it's for the appropriately for what's going on.
Yeah, it feels hawkish now. Now, this time of year, say if this is April or March, you'll be like, oh, it feels good out there.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's not bad. It's some, 20s, high 20s.
Yeah, that's manageable.
Yeah.
Man, we go crazy out here in LA. You talk about 20s, boy.
Yeah, oh, yeah, of course. Also, Kanika Jenkins' family got some money.
From the hotel?
Yeah, $6.4 million.
Wow. And you know what? Well, God bless them and all that and the rest of the show. And they settled for the cheap. I mean, it was a good settlement, but they I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm sure they took, but was Cannon the lawyer for them? I need to ask him about that.
Yeah. No, I didn't even pick up on that. I just found out about it today. It's like, wow.
R.I.P. Kanika Jenkins. That's big ups though, man. Wow, yeah. Man. Wow. Yeah, your boy was on their ass too. What's his name? He got shot. He had
Zach TV.
Yeah, Zach TV was on their ass exposing people about the Kanika murder, bro.
Yeah.
He probably helped get that settlement with all the stuff he put out there. Rest his soul.
Yeah.
So him and Kanika could be up in heaven and, doing their thing. Yeah. Wow. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get at it. Self-love. So what to expect today on the Self-Love Show. We always kick it off with the Self-Love Show quote of the day. And then we have our more growth and development video. It's our platform. And then, of course, we're going to spin a video. Self-Love, he and I will unpack to a video we're going to spin showing our government interacting with the citizens. And we'll decide if that's the way they should be moving or if they should be locked up, pretty much. So that's our Tattoo Tyranny segment. And then from there, Tattoo Tyranny, we have a dome teaser. That's a riddle. I'll go ahead and give you the riddle shortly. We'll type it in the chat, give you a chance to process it like Justin Fields, see if you can't come up with the answer. Normally, Brother Wordsmith gets it right away, if not by the end of the show. But if he can't get it and you guys can't matriculate it, I will provide you the answer towards the end of the show. You know the topic, and that's vlogging, informant vlogging. It's 12, aka law enforcement. we know they could be promoting some of these things, but are they literally producing them? Like, what would stop them from saying, "Hey, 9 Mills, you know, we want to produce a show where you ask a whole lot of incriminating questions. We'll make sure you get followers and views and stuff like that." So, we're going to unpack that and give you guys some data, some greater data on that. So please like, share, subscribe. You got any announcements, Brother Wordsmith? Oh, and then we close it out with my personal favorite part of the show, and that's Wordsmith's final words. He's going to summarize everything off the top of his dome. So that's going to be great, a bit of poetry. But announcements, brother.
Happy birthday, born day, to Paper Chaser.
Paper Chase, yeah, that's good.
12,
Paper Chase, 12. Fuck 12, fuck 12. Man, what a day.
His born day is today.
Man, happy birthday, Paper. Yeah, Paper, man. That's a skillful brother too, man. He got some skills.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up. Yeah, man. I didn't have anything except you guys. Let's like, share, subscribe. Let's continue to grow the channel and also build the show. Absolutely. And if there's any law enforcement out there or any informants, if we got any rats, snitches, law enforcement, I mean, you might be out there. Might be undercover. Let us know who you are, where you're at, what station you're checking in from, or what have you.
Rat.
Yeah, I mean, we did a whole show on that. I hope you people can go back and watch it. I'll try to dig the title out before the end of the show. But we did do a show on that. The definition of a rat, especially from a civilian's perspective, has definitely been devolving over time. I mean, it's getting really, really weird, bro. It is. It's getting weird. Like now they're saying even talking to the police is ratting. Right. So they pull you in there and you're just telling them nonsense, or you just, but nothing went to a criminal. Yeah. Like even just like, I'm like, well,
I mean, even if you're a civilian, that's the whole thing. Like,
correct.
If I'm not involved in anything, what,
Yeah. Yeah. And this guy carjacked my grandmother at the gas station.
Killed my cousin.
Right.
I'm not supposed to talk to the police.
Right. I never said I was about that life or this life or right. Although, our history with the police, but that's a whole nother show, you guys. We unpacked it already, and I'll get you the title because it was a great show. But let us know where you're checking in from. We definitely want to hear from you. And enough of my yapping. I'm gonna turn it over to Self Love so he can handle his business.
Welcome to the Self Love Show. As you know, today we are unpacking. It's 12, aka law enforcement officers producing White Street Sector.
Unpacked. YT, YouTube. That means YouTube, yeah. What can mean YT, huh? All right, yeah, that's crazy.
That's what I did.
Oh, no wonder. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, YouTube is short for YT is short for YouTube.
Yeah, it's short
I see how it's confusing. So it's the white sector, but really the black sector. But I think they're producing content in all this. Yeah.
I mean, they're a lot of them happen to be.
Yeah, there's no pink crime. Get out of here.
YT. It just happen to be. The people they put in front of there happen to be, you know what I mean? The Vlads and the Adams and,
In the sentence where he comes out and puts out the paperwork of all the snitches.
Man.
You rock with me, I rock with you. And all the snitches he finds of, he's a white boy, but all the snitches he talks about are what? Black. Like, man, you can't find those snitches in the white community. Go ahead, bro. You know it's a whole lot of snitches in the white community.
Yeah. And y'all know, as we have a great video that I need you to check out. But before that, I have the Self Love Show quote of the day. Above all, I would teach him to tell the truth. Truth telling, I have found, is the key to responsible citizenship. The thousands of criminals I have seen in 40 years of law enforcement have had one thing in common. Every single one was a liar. Once again,
Wonder who
above
said
all,
this.
I would teach him to tell the truth. Truth telling, I have found, is the key to responsible citizenship. The thousands of criminals I have seen in 40 years of law enforcement have had one thing in common. Every single one of them was a liar. J. Edgar Hoover.
He's got a lot of motherfucking nerve.
He's got a whole lot of nerve. Yeah, we saw the pictures.
Oh, yo.
We saw the pictures. Silverback More Growth and Development Platform. Number 1, repair our nation via reparations. We demand our silverback. Number 2, to connect our breadwinners with our activists. And 3, show an accurate depiction of African American Chi-Town. 4, to shine a light on positive influence. 5, heal our community one person at a time. 6, to provide an unfiltered platform for our influencers. 7, recycle the black dollar. 8, to provide mentors for the mentorless. 9, to close the gap between us and our pink kinsmen. And number 10, protect our women, children, and men by any and all means necessary.
Thanks. Protect your neck. Protect your neck. Yeah, and if you didn't catch last week's show, we covered 187 bars. It was volume 9, and that was Davon Bennett, aka King Von, Industry Sacrifice. Huh?
Yeah. The last show, yep, definitely was.
Yeah, y'all check that out.
Lots of information.
It was.
Me.
It was. And I thought it was respectfully.
Check it out.
Yeah, check it out. And I thought it was respectfully done, brother. Meaning, you know what I mean? We didn't get into who smoked who and all of that. Who I smoke, baby, who I smoke. And this is what we're covering, you know, how they all over the internet and, you know, and the cops are listening.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well.
That guy made a song, Who Did I Smoke? Such and such, who I smoke. All these people were dead. He's who? He got to be cavalier. People didn't even want to be in the video, Self.
No. You're like, wait a minute. No. I'm not
don't want to be associated with this.
Whatever.
Man. That actually happened. King Yeller, they shot up King Yeller's video shoot.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, actually happened. All right. So you guys definitely check that out. It's part of the whole series is actually pretty powerful. We're running a certain theory that's been catching on, you know, since we've been putting it out there. You know, is it a wacky 10 hack conspiracy theory? I mean, go back and look at it and, you know, make your own. What?
Mind up. You do the research and look at it. I'm just opening the door. If you walk through it, good job.
That's right.
If you close the door, well, you know, I'll see you just the same.
Yeah, you're wallowing in it. What, ignorance? You remember that Palmolive commercial? You're soaking in it. Yeah.
You're so ignorant.
Yeah, you're wallowing in it. Yeah, that's fine. To each his own. All right, y'all. Please smash that like button and share this link. I wanted to hit Self, did you see the video Kidnapping 12? 12 napping.
Your creative, you know,
Titling.
Titling is, so I'm not sure, but I pretty much stay unplugged. So,
well, big ups to NBC News. All right, we're unpacking this, you guys. This is fair use. All right, YouTube, we're unpacking it under fair use.
Small town of Ironton all day and evening. The big news has definitely been the arrest of the sheriff and several others here at this sheriff's office.
I hope it steps up and do what they're actually supposed to do for once.
You don't believe the allegations?
No.
Jeff Burkett has been the Iron County Sheriff for just over 2 years, but now he, Under Sheriff Chase Bresnahan, and Deputy Matt
The undersheriff looks retarded, like he's missing a chromosome.
Citizen,
or 2
Donald
or 3.
Rick Gaston kidnapped his daughter, involving Gaston and the mother of his child. Detectives with the Missouri State Highway Patrol say the parental kidnapping scheme occurred last month. The 4 suspects each face multiple
All of
charges,
them look like they're missing a chromosome.
criminal street
Very
gang
force of
activity,
inbreeding.
conspiracy to commit felonies, stalking,
Criminal street gang activity.
911, obtaining criminal history, first-degree attempted kidnapping, and making a false police report.
I will back the sheriff 100%.
People in a small town of 95.
See how they support one another?
Yeah, because
the arrest
they all in the same family. It look like
officers.
Apparently,
He's a great guy. He wouldn't lie. He
Where
wouldn't
is
do
this at?
anything that would
Somewhere in
jeopardize
Missouri.
his job.
Yeah,
So
Bumblefuck, Missouri.
Yeah, you look
The
at
integrity of the place at this point.
In a statement, the sheriff's attorney says, quote, Iron County is run by a group of good old boys.
Good old boys, yo.
Burkett poses a serious threat to their unchecked authority and will continue to fight their ongoing 2-year attempt to remove him from office. The attorney added, quote, I wonder what they're afraid of finding. We were there when a tow truck driver returned the sheriff's patrol car to the sheriff's
Coach love
office.
this.
Meantime, Iron County Coroner Tim Harbison will act as sheriff.
We got a good plan in place today, but let everybody just let the system work out.
And as of right now, all 4 suspects are locked up in jail.
He looked a lot bigger when he was walking than when he was
Iron
sitting
County,
down.
Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
Did you see that from his profile?
Thanks for watching our YouTube
He looked
channel.
like Mario off
Top
Donkey
stories
Kong.
and breaking news.
He sat down. They cropped him from here. I'm like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
working
you know
out.
how that goes.
I think
They
he might have
go
been the tow truck driver, the big one. I don't know. I don't know. It was bad editing, but yeah. But I'm just saying, you see how the town folks support their gang members.
Yeah, I mean, all these local little small towns,
They support their members. Yeah,
the police.
yeah. It's the gang members. It's
Right,
corruption.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. That's what they say. It's
They
corruption.
All are the
That's
same
all.
family.
Oh yeah, they are related.
Yeah, you can see that. That's why there's the retardation, and that's in this case.
Well, the undersheriff.
It
I
was-
see why he hired him. The undersheriff is probably gonna take the fall for all that shit. They've been setting the undersheriff up. He said, man, if that motherfucker told me he was an undersheriff, I'd be like, listen, man. I'd call the local loony bin and be like, look, somebody is on the loose here and they're driving
I'm
around.
just saying they all undercover if that's the case. Because I mean,
Yeah, they did look like they were all missing. But I mean, that, if true, because these are all allegations. Okay. And according to that lady, the sheriff is a stand-up guy. And most sheriffs are.
she looked like she was very much in the family.
A chromosome short?
Well, she had more chromosomes than
She
them.
did, but she was missing something. you know.
Yeah, I mean,
She was a smart one in the family, but that's probably not saying much.
oh, saying nothing because
Yeah. Yeah, she was ignorant. Yeah, she was ignorant. They believe, boy, our good old boys ain't doing nothing wrong. They following the letter of the law. Come home beating the shit out of me and their wives, but other than that, all right, Self, is this tyranny, bro?
Nah, yeah,
defined.
Yes,
that's tyranny defined. You gotta do better. I wouldn't even want to drive through that fucking city.
Yeah, I need to know what town that is. So
Right.
I don't. If I got a straight line through there, I'd be like,
Yeah, it was in Iron County, Missouri, but I don't know what little town that was. You know, if they saw you,
Missouri.
they face a light up, man, when they see you bust that U-turn. Oh, we about to throw the book at this guy. Yeah, yeah. I smell marijuana. It's on your upper lip, you pig. You know what I smell pig shit. Right.
Smell marijuana.
Right.
I do too.
Right.
No.
I smell pig poo. You know, I don't come up to you and saying, is that coming from you? You know what I mean? Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, all right. But yeah, today's topic, we're gonna be on law enforcement's ass today. Maybe not. Really, this is about, social media and the internet, moreover, and then these vlogs that pop up. Cats come, from nowhere, and then 2 weeks later they have hundreds of thousands of followers, and they're talking about street news. Street news that Self Love and I said would have probably got you slapped around. Just coming out of the house talking street news. You imagine yourself just, yeah, and I heard Pookie shot Ray Ray, and they said he did it. Yeah, no, the police investigating.
And what they told me was how it had happened was they was over there and they did it.
You gotta put a mask on, though, Self. Nobody know. And I grew up right over there. Everybody know me. Yeah.
And see the beard, all that shit. Girl, and they put the nose and the.
Oh yeah,
everybody know that we are over here and we live there. And that's all what's going on. They so and so did so and so, and everybody saw it, and so did so and so.
Oh, that's what they be doing, man. Oh my God. Yep, right on the internet for views. It's got to be more to it. So that's what we're going to be unpacking, and we're going to have some fun with it too. Got one more for yourself before we get on topic. All right. This one's called Pink X MIP. Like a pickaxe? Pink X MIP. Fair use. ABC 7. Watch this guy.
Movie The Shining, a man with an axe chopping away at a door, trying to get to the terrified person on the other side. The person locked inside the room can be heard screaming for help.
Man, I'd have jumped out the fucking window.
And then the man with the axe breaks the door in, and what follows is a life and death struggle inside that room.
I can't let you go. I'm sorry,
It all began earlier with a car speeding down this Lake Forest street and crashing. The driver of that car slamming into a home.
Look at this car.
Stood up on two wheels. The driver then seen here on the surveillance camera running back in the direction he came from. Another security camera captures him at the front door of the home where he rents a room. He can't get in, so he starts slamming his shoulder into the door, eventually smashing his way inside.
This is why your door should open the other way, people.
Moments later, he's seen on another camera with the axe in his hands, chopping at the door of one of his housemates.
While if you had a double door like that, you have to have something that secures it. That's recipe for a disaster.
And
have something in between those doors.
Him with an axe.
Hey, and he lived there, so he should have had keys.
At the house.
He had keys.
Sounded like somebody's being tortured.
I see him, calm down, please. What happened? What happened? He never answered. Just chase me. He's going to. Yeah. He's going to kill me.
You be dead.
Man. There was some terrible yelling and screaming, and the police went in.
Watch this, though.
Weapons, and we heard like 5 gunshots, and apparently, I guess what they used were non-lethal type ammunition. When they
They didn't fear for their life.
He was pretty bloody.
Orange County Sheriff's deputies do confirm they used less than lethal rounds.
You see that?
And then take that man with the axe into custody. They tell us he appeared to be under the influence of something. He was taken to the hospital for treatment of some injuries he suffered in the earlier car crash. Then he was booked into jail. Hello, I'm Mark Brown.
They didn't say what charges he was booked on, first of all.
Yeah, bro. You know how that shit go, bro.
Yeah. And say talking about how he went to the hospital and he was on drugs. They trying to make excuses for why this man was right. They didn't call him
the media, bro.
It is the media, bro. And then
so you know what that means.
Well, and then here's the thing. they use less than lethal. So usually we have some pig that's in the fraternal order say, well, we've got training and video of guys with an axe and they throw it and chopped off a cop's head back in 2002. So
they'll shoot you quicker with a knife. I mean, from their training.
Yeah.
At least the state police here.
Correct. According to their union. And this guy had a pickaxe and was chasing people down with it. Obviously wasn't dropping it, but they didn't fear for their life. Big guy with a pickaxe off meth.
Well, usually those people, they can talk them down.
Yeah.
Because they are Manchurian candidates and they are sent out on a mission.
Yeah, they shot him up full of non-lethals, according to them.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
If that was Ray over there in that neighborhood and had crashed like that,
would not have been no non-lethals. It would have been Ray was attacking. He was a savage. He went for broke. And he made sure that they shot him. He died by suicide.
You ain't lying, bro. They'd have brought up his juvenile record. You ain't lying, bro. They'd have brought up his parking tickets.
He had marijuana in his system and alcohol and
What could have happened? So he left the house, probably got into it with dude, crashed, drove away. You saw his car was stuck, then ran back to the house. What, the axe was in the trunk? Like, this dude was high.
He knew where the axe was. I tell you that part. I don't know where the axe came from. I don't think he brought it out of the car that was stuck out of the house.
No, he wasn't running that.
He wasn't running with the axe. He went and found the axe and was like, I'm going to
kill this guy. Why wouldn't the guy jump out of his first floor window instead of listening to a man chop his bedroom door down screaming help?
Fear.
Okay, it's a fine line between fear and stupidity.
Well, no. There's the whole line is there. And fear is stupidity. It's not a fine line between.
It's it's like a rope.
You cross the line when you've been into fear.
Yeah.
And it can make you do some really stupid things. It can make you do some elevated and things, but if you have courage, but if you don't have courage, fear was devastating.
So I would have been out the window, and before I left,
I
would have had my head in there so he could think I was still in there.
No,
somebody, please, I'd have been screaming.
I'd calling the police and running away like, some bitches breaking down the door as we speak.
Mess around.
Having a coffee somewhere.
He'd have messed around and got a rabbit punch in the back of his dome. Run around the other side.
No, I'm leaving.
Boom.
I didn't know nothing about the car crash, but a motherfucker is coming that lives there with a pickaxe. I'm leaving.
Yeah, well, he's Asian, so he figured he could wrestle it. And he did. He must have. He's like, I can't let you go. That motherfucker was wrestling over that pickaxe. I don't know. That wouldn't have been my plan. When he comes in here, I'm going to grab
No,
at the
I'd have been out of there, just like you said. But fear makes you do some crazy things.
That's true, especially if you ain't, you know what I mean?
I thought he was going to kill me. Shit, that's what fear is. I'd have been like, the higher melanin content and neuromelanin would just kicked in and be like,
oh, I can go out this way.
He's banging there.
Yeah.
Let's leave here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sun Tzu, he should have followed Sun Tzu. But I guess he did could win the battle, so I guess he did. So,
well, no, but he didn't follow it. He was supposed to avoid that. That's
what I would think.
Yeah, and he wasn't feigning strength. Sun Tzu say, if anything, he'd have been in there like, come through that door. I got this shotgun. I'm gonna, what I mean? Right. He did nothing right, according to Sun Tzu. Well,
except for win and live.
I guess he did something right when they started wrestling. I'd really like to know what happened.
He survived. That's one of the main things.
How they became roommates too. They should have known that wasn't gonna work. As soon as the rent didn't get paid, the racism was gonna start. Never liked you anyway, and then I never liked you either, You get out of my house, you know what I mean?
You can't leave.
You go now. You go now. You get in the car, you go now. You know what I'm saying? So shit. You saw his name, he was Lee, but big ups to them. And, we need more love. So, all right, man. Y'all know the topic. That was a pink on pink crime. They said it never happens, but that wasn't in the community. That savage, you saw that savage what he did. So we just wanted to say
the Caucasian against the Asian.
yeah. The dead Asian against the Asian. Yes, Cauc means dead in Latin, according to my research. So Caucasian would mean dead Asian. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead with today's dome teaser. I'm going to drop it in the chat for you guys. Here we go. I am the black child of a white father, a wingless bird, flying even to the clouds of heaven. I give birth to tears of mourning in pupils that meet me, even though there is no cause for grief, and at once on my birth, I am dissolved into air. One more time. I am the black child of a white father, a wingless bird, flying even to the clouds of heaven. I give birth to tears of mourning in pupils that meet me, even though there is no cause for grief. And at once on my birth, I am dissolved into air. What am I? Putting it in the chat for you guys. Don't give me all that. Too many characters. Okay. Have to do it in 2 parts. And at once on my birth, I am dissolved into air. Yeah, I mean, I can understand that one could take some time to chew on. So we'll let the board chew on it for a little bit. I'm putting the last part of this dome teaser in here because some people can learn it, solve it better if they see it. We'll give you guys time to matriculate. All right, Self. Enough of the appetizers out there.
Let's quench the self-love nation's thirst.
All right, we didn't have a promo video because I've been on the plantation. I've been on the plantation.
Working hard. Working hard.
Oh,
working hard. Working hard. Working hard.
But the man wants to say things to me in ways that they know they would never say anything to me in a way, the man. Not so much with me, but, all right. Hey, buddy. All right, buddy. All right. All right. So let's get on it. So our topic is law enforcement producing YouTube, street blogs, social media, moreover in general? They could be all over TikTok for for all we know. Having these big platforms, and we just don't know. Drink Champs, Breakfast Club. We're going to name them and talk about them a little later. But I just want to give an overview, Self, and kind of what got me into this was the legend of the hip hop police. And I know you're of an age where you can remember when people started talking about the hip hop police. And when the hip hop police were first discussed, it was just wacky conspiracy theory,
Oh, no.
Well, right. I know. Those who knew. But no, it's a whole thing. Like, it's a whole division.
Until you really look at it, then because it was real, and it is real. Like, it was a group of brothers that was looking to start a distribution company.
Yep.
And all of them, and there are very, very notable people that didn't get involved in it, but all of them got some sort of indictment and dirt upon them and their name.
Well, you remember they were saying, they were alleging that all of the rap industry, or many of them, most of them, were just laundering money for the drug dealers.
Yeah.
They put that out there.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, there was supposedly some hip hop police, and I thought it was a big joke. I'm like, yeah, whatever. But no, they had whole divisions, bro. Like, assigned to
They
harass.
shut down situations. I mean, Murder Inc. was kind of
and they
shut
beat it.
down. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean, they still were shut down.
Shut down. Yeah, it was never the
Rough
same.
Riders was not
Yeah.
operating the same.
Yeah. You're right. Took all their money for legal fees.
And Suge Knight and
Death Row.
Yeah. And people that was involved, other people was involved, and but there were notable people who weren't involved. Yeah.
Yeah. So this, so if this can happen, I don't know why it wouldn't have been extended once hip hop got involved on the internet and the rappers and all of that stuff.
It just got elevated and it evolved into having the show. I mean, really, if you think about it, Rap City and all of that was just preludes to this.
Yes, makes you think.
Yo MTV Raps.
I always wondered about Donnie Simpson. He was awfully spooky.
Yeah, he didn't deal too much with the hip hop stuff though.
Yeah, but he sure disappeared after everything.
Yeah, he disappeared because he's
retired from the force.
No, I think it's I don't know if he had anything to do with the force. I think you said he was spooky. He was just creepy or something, just not.
Yeah, I have to do some research
all the
Donnie
way
Simpson.
there.
I never heard nobody say, "Yeah, he's from Cleveland. That's my boy." You know what I'm saying? Like Donnie Simpson. And he had those hazel eyes. I don't know if they were contacts or what. Something didn't sit right.
Something.
So, and then I'll ask you another question, Self. Who is YouTube owned by?
Ultimately, Google.
Google.
Yeah.
And ultimately, Google.
Who runs it is who you should be really asking.
You mean who's operating it? Right?
Yeah. Who's the
CEO?
Yes.
Chief Operating Officer and CEO. Yeah, CEO and COO. Right. Who is?
He is the same guy that. Oh my God, I can't think of his name, and I knew it when
you brought it up.
Yeah.
So just Google who's the CEO of YouTube.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's
who is the CEO? Those guys, they come out of Neil Mohan. Neil Mohan. Well, he started in February, so he just started in February 2023.
One of the
Susan Wojcicki.
No, the ish people that has had a lot to do with
because they said he succeeded Susan Wojcicki. So you're probably thinking of who runs probably Google then, because they said he succeeded a female.
Yeah, something happened.
Maybe they're changing the history.
Yeah, it's wrong timeline. Ear Cohen, the Leor Cohen was running it
at some point.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. I never heard that.
Yeah.
And there's a great history, Self, of law enforcement and spooks in Hollywood, in the entertainment industry, just in general.
Whole time. It's
Marilyn Monroe could have been a honeypot.
It's a lot of CIA documents stating that CIA has been feeding a lot of information to sci-fi and regular movies.
Yeah, yes. Sponsoring them, producing them.
Yeah,
Army movies.
And the
TV,
the host of the shows and all that, and the producers.
Well, you remember the Unknown Comic? He was a spook. Yeah, off the Gong Show, he was a spook, and he used to wear a bag over his face, and that was his whole gimmick. That's because he was protecting his identity. He was a spook.
Yeah. It's all spooks. Everybody.
And to your point, they were busting up Hollywood then, going to those parties and seeing who was moving this and that, and just getting information on people to use for however reason. We don't know how they would use it because, like J. Edgar Hoover said, that they're honest people.
He honestly wore that dress.
Yeah.
And he
was
a crosser, you know what I mean? He pretended to be.
Oh yeah, he was a prissy evil man. Yeah.
I'm saying he just pretended to be a white person. He was
passing.
Yeah, passing.
What? He was related to Larry Hoover?
Probably, ironically.
They call me Big Meech, J. Edgar Hoover.
Wee.
Yeah, so y'all can see we're breaking down. So we just wanted to kind of give you guys an overview of the history of this sort of thing. So you could be like, oh, they're not just pulling this out of their bum. But we get a lot of like cats who would be talking about cats like Vlad TV. We're not saying Vlad is like the police, anything like that. We're not saying that. But a lot of names come out.
We're not saying that.
Yeah, we're not saying that.
He said though that he broke the Tupac case like years ago. He said that after he, Keefe D,
right, but don't try to come off like, not you, but don't try to come off like you did it for Pac. You know what I mean? Right.
No, he just said he broke it.
Right.
He gets money off our culture, and just like a whole lot of the ish people. I mean,
you call him a bloodsucker?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be nice if Vlad sat down with us and actually, had a conversation.
He wouldn't.
You don't think so? He sat down with my man, the battle rapper. He's got 1 million viewers, but the battle rapper. I never heard of him before I saw his podcast. He's out of New York.
Math Hoffa.
Yes, him.
No, he's certified though. So
I got you. Yeah, but he sat down with Math Hoffa, and Math Hoffa, boy, once he ran his magic on Math Hoffa, boy, I stopped watching Math Hoffa. I'm like, man.
Yeah, I never really could get off.
Huh?
I saw him, but he is certified though. I mean,
well, he had people. He had some people that was originally with him, and then they fell out, and those people, and then once they left, I couldn't fuck with Math. Like it wasn't the same. Yeah, because I know what you're saying. He's a different type of cat, and he was just all about. Yeah. And the other guys would be trying to have more substance to the conversations and stuff. And Math, he was but he kind of rolled over, in my opinion. Math Hoffa, you rolled over for Vlad TV, and it wasn't necessary. But it may have been to get him on the show and to have him promote you and stuff like that.
Yeah, and maybe to get some payment after
correct
on his program.
Correct. Kind of makes you think Math. Well, I don't want to say Math Hoffa's an informant, but you just don't know.
I mean, any of them with major platforms could or can be. You got to listen to how they approach what they ask and what they present, because we don't know everything they ask. But what they put out, you can tell.
What they don't edit?
Yes. You could tell, right, by what they put out.
Uh-huh.
But damn, that's even crazier, because they could send what they don't put out
straight to them peoples.
Man.
And Math, he's got people who kind of vouch for him.
A lot of people that come on there, like they're not it's more of a culture with him to say. For me, my point of view, he don't have like these young people on who got involved in a whole lot
he
of
won't do that.
Right. And then question them and all of that. So, but we don't know what they ask off the air. So that's also something.
Yeah, and I wouldn't consider him as an example of this. I just brought him up because I just thought he rolled over for Vlad. You know what I'm saying? And that's what turned me off on him. Yeah, I'm like, man. And one of the brothers on there was really, it's your show. You want to be a good host, so I get it. But one of the brothers I could tell he wanted to ask Vlad some more real questions. He wasn't just taking them bullshit answers that Vlad give on his platform as to why he's raping our culture. He didn't just take that, and Math would be calming him down and all that. And I was like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah, I didn't watch anything with Vlad. I just kind of don't even listen or watch anything with Vlad or academics. It's just so convoluted with bullshit at this point for me. I don't even need that in my
DJ Academics. Our challenge still stands. I will raise $10,000 on a GoFundMe if you can just that I can slap the shit out of you on your platform. I'll give you $10,000 cash, and I know some guys who will put that money up. You know what I mean? And in fact, maybe I'll let Brother Wordsmith or we got some other guys who could slap the shit out of you. And I just want to make sure it's worth the $10,000. We might have to dig deep into the coiffer itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We might have to make the slap machine for that.
Yeah, because you're a jackass. Just for no reason. Well, he's got his reasons. He gets drunk on the platform and they make a lot of money. So there it is. You can't knock his hustle. But none of your business, bro.
Yo, Self Love Show. Y'all know how it go. And it's the halftime. That's when I drop a dope ass rhyme. Today, we dealing with this. Y'all know, don't be amiss. We see what it is. YouTube are producing law enforcement officers on the sly. People that ask all kind of questions about who, where, when, and why. I don't know, but I don't like it. We're going to talk about it more second half. Got some great videos for you to see. It's going to elevate your mind state.
Yeah, we lining up some nice guests for y'all too.
Oh my goodness, y'all gonna be like, woo!
We do it for our people.
Oh, my beloved black brothers and sisters, I appeal to you this afternoon to reason. Look at Huey Newton and Eldridge Cleaver. Many of you love the Panther philosophy. You love to see a young black brother stand up and challenge the system. They were beautiful brothers, beautiful men who wanted liberation for black people. But Whitey there again infiltrated the Panther movement. And while many of the brothers and sisters were saying, right on, baby, right on, in the crowd was an agent of the United States government planning the destruction of the Panther Party. You live to see him put Huey and Eldridge against one another, bust the movement down the middle, and then break it up. And now they can talk about the Panther Party because they've destroyed it.
Yeah, we on the east side right now, east side of Chicago. They want to just consider south side, you know what I'm saying? Don't want to really consider the east side, but we shaped like the compass, you know what I'm saying? North, south, east, and west. Stuff around right now, it's a little rural in the neighborhood, you dig? Because there's wars going on with the police, wars going on with street niggas. We just done a hood massacre. It was like 50 niggas outside in the neighborhood.
Hey, they said he was the one who robbed Twister.
Going on. I'm glad the nigga that came through shooting was nervous, you know, because they shot niggas in they foot and shit, the news. It was fucked up because we used to put niggas on the news, but, you know, each one teach one, man. The police real hot. They look like they about to, come on, because I got my thump on me. Man, open this door, man. Cool. He wasn't really paying attention. You know, it's different slangs and shit. We detect the cars 4 deep, you know what I'm saying, riding through. Because, of course, it was just a shooting on the police. It's a neighborhood shooting.
Right. Brother,
I'm wiping it, though. I'm going to wipe it. I'm going to wipe it. I'm going to say, hey.
Tori's oldest brother. Between us, Tori made me at Beta. And so, he just wanted to say a few words before we let you go here.
Okay. Yeah. Brother Thomas, thank you so much for gracing us with your appearance, man. Grateful. You expanded our nation beyond belief. It's just a wonderful thing. And we would like to present you with the Self Luv Show first annual Ernest Lee Thomas Achievement Award.
Oh man!
It's
Oh,
apropos that you are the first recipient.
And Noop, we call it the Raj.
We're gonna call it the Raj.
Oh, I love it. Oh man.
Yeah, so we have it on order. So it's gonna come here. We're gonna show it to the show, and then myself or Tasia deliver it to you or ship it to you from there.
Thank you, brother.
We over east, man. We chilling, me and my homie. And so he was on the phone. So this how they call us sleeping, because he was on the phone. I'm coming out the liquor store. I go to the car. He's still hollering at his homeboy at the phone. He come from the payphone to hop in the car. And while he hopping in the car, I'm thinking he just, finna finish hollering at his homie. He said, man, Twitch just gonna get him what he want. Like, what do you mean just get him what he want? I look. Man, I'm talking about he probably had a 4.5 or whatever. The motherfucking barrel looked like the size of a peanut butter jar hole that day, goddamn it. I was like, God damn. So my instincts, I got a little jewelry on, so I snatched my arm back a little bit, and he noticed I had, man, what you doing? And it looked like he was finna bang. Then that's when my guy was like, Twist, just go and get to him. Then he heard him say, what, Twist? Then he realized it was me, and the same dude that was finna get me, he ended up telling me his rap name, broke it down to the knee, let my homie get in the car, sat there and spit a verse for me and everything, and let me go. Wow, that's what you call respect right there.
And it bows to his will. Nothing is as rebellious as the white man. Everything that God said thou shalt not do, the white man says, gee whiz, buddy, it's all right. Come on, try it. You like it, baby. It's okay. Gee whiz, you guys are too rigid. You only live once, man. Come on. You know that Chuck talks like that. I'm talking about Bob. I'm talking about Bill. I'm talking about Larry. You know the guys I'm talking about. No sense in you acting like you don't know them. That's why we don't allow no white folks in here. Because if we had white folks in here, you'd be looking all behind you and wonder what Bob and Bill and Larry and Susie and Cindy might be thinking.
Man, I thank you guys for inviting me on. Thank you. Great format, very solid. It don't have that low budget movie feel. You know what I'm saying? And we get that a lot in the Black community, for real. Yeah. Like people look at us to be fuck ups. They look at us to be low budget. They look at us to be ignorant, stuttering, and use a whole bunch of and all of that. But no, they got the real deal on here. That everybody know who Torian Mills is, baby. They know.
Hey, well, bro,
They're so ignorant.
ignorant.
So
hey, but this platform's your platform. This platform's my platform. From Inglewood, California to
the
Chicago,
South Shore.
Crazy thing about it,
this platform is
made for you and me.
It's made for you.
The crazy
and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. I was trying to get out the end of the preamble, but go ahead, bro. All right, I'm on it. My fault. I'm on it, and it bounds to his will. I would have loved to hear
go, baby.
Hey, did we hear him speak at Founders? At UIC? Khalid Muhammad?
Yeah, he did open up.
I feel like he opened up one time when he was there.
Yeah, before he got, he got put away from the nation.
Right. Yeah.
They cut him off.
Remember, he used to introduce him and stuff, didn't he, Self?
Yeah. A couple times.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, man, dynamic. Definitely murdered.
And I guess you think the nation murdered him too, like you not you. Yeah, I mean, it's just so.
He wasn't too much He was somewhat, but he wasn't too much down talking the nation. But
it was just similar to Malcolm. Like, when we gonna do something?
Yeah.
That's basically what he was saying. He feel like we just been pimping the people all this time, and we building an army. When we gonna do something?
Y'all know what the time it is. 9 Mills. You know how the story go. It's the Self Love Show. Here we are, exposing 12, producing evidence for our enemy. Is that the case? Listen to the evidence, because we make a case.
Yeah. It's like No Jumper. We're not saying he's just doing cocaine and just yapping.
Adam. Yeah.
Yeah. Adam. Right. Adam 12. Yeah. All right. Wow. Yeah, self-love's right. You guys please like, share, subscribe. Right now we're gonna get into the motives and benefits of what would be the benefit. So me as a taxpaying civilian, I'm going with some okay, so we can assume, we can accept that they're on the internet, using bait, to catch creeps, child predators. They got bait cars that they have do a show called Bait Car. Who do you guys think produced Bait Car? Think that just came out of Hollywood randomly? Those cops, bad boys.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boy.
Yeah.
What you gonna do when Vlad makes you tell everything on you? Bad boys. Adam 2022. He had 12 all on top of you. Bad boys. And listen to academics, and they'll have you getting a big sentence there.
Bro, you did write that, bro. My boy. Yeah, that's gonna be the new theme to the show. One of my boys from Shy, I don't know him personally, but he be going on Adam's show, right? He went on Adam's show, so he came back out. Man, they broke in my car. I'm like, man, when will y'all niggas wake up? They don't think Adam got nothing to do with it. I'm like, broken. That's 12.
Even if he don't,
come on, man.
Telling people you're gonna be there to do the show.
Come on, Self.
Is identifying when and where you're gonna be.
I wanted to tell them, right. They probably put a locator in there, like, man, like, come on, man. Ain't nobody, you gonna tell me Adam in LA like that with all them goons around him and security and people just breaking into his and busting all the windows out in the parking lot, so nobody caught him, But they got some cats on camera and masks. And yeah, they look like hired goons. But first, we're going to talk about some benefits, and then I guess that's tying into the motive, looking at it from an anti-crime. I mean, crime isn't necessarily good, right? It's not good for our communities. I think we can both agree to that.
Yeah. I mean, well, I don't know. Some of the laws or codes or whatever they got is
questionable.
Crime.
Yes,
it's crime. So
right.
I gotta talk about that and
yeah.
discuss that part.
Yeah,
because some of the stuff that is the so-called law is not lawful. It's it's thievery to so I mean, there has to be some sort of combatant to that. Like
you tow a little old lady's only means of transportation for parking in the snow route, and it ain't snowed in 8 months, right? So
right.
Right.
Just because of it's between the date,
right,
of the year. But on top of that, they code you and codify everything you to death, where you're not supposed to do what you have to live. I mean, we are the survivors.
Yeah, it's very true.
These American Niji on this, we have survived all the time since they came here. We taught them how to live here. and they have treated us with disdain and ridiculous situation after ridiculous situation, changed our nationality and changed who we are and enslaved us and all of that.
And then wrote those codes you're talking about to perpetuate the slavery and to keep the status quo. Right.
Yeah.
So that has to be said.
Yes.
But I guess I meant more so, the violent crime.
Come on the screen.
I meant sort of violent crime,
I mean, Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Look at the violent crime. The violent crime has been committed at the highest level of the most violent that's here.
Yeah, they've slaughtered.
And they're still
talk about genocide
and still kill themselves at a much more because they try to say that they are the majority on this land, and it's a lie. So the crimes they commit are even magnified way more than
I mean, I see your point. You could be
purvey.
Right. They could be using bait car to catch some of these people. You know what I mean? But but I mean, your day-to-day street level crime, the knocking of people over the head, the violence, the robbery, somebody's kid is coming home from school and you take all this stuff, that kind of thing. Now, I'm not, getting into the factors why.
That's the YT people.
Right. Well, there could be a benefit. You know what I'm saying? If you can maybe entrap a creep, a child predator, and take them. I don't know. Because even that's been thrown out of court. You know what I'm saying? Because it's pre-crime. That to me is pre-crime. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not supposed to be able to charge somebody with a crime unless they actually committed the crime, but people are actually being charged with pre-crimes.
And that's a lot.
Yes, that's like thought police.
Well, anytime the courts start using art as evidence, then there's some issue for me. Music is art. It's not. They don't take films. They don't bring in the directors of films. Or actors in the films.
Or the writers of the films.
Yes. To, court for and make it part of evidence. It's something.
Well, I'm glad you brought up evidence, because that's what I was gonna say. I mean, I guess 12 or law enforcement. When we say law enforcement, we don't just mean your PDs. We're talking about state affiliates, sheriffs, all of them, feds,
all of the FBI, alphabet gang.
Yeah, we're talking about all of them.
FBI, CIA, NIA.
Yeah, my boy FBG Butter.
NCIS, all of that.
My boy FBG Butter testified, and they call him FBI Butter now. Well, the internet is wild, man. They were saying that he was a paid informant, but then it came out, I think him and even Trench's News, I wanted to tell you, supposedly they just took relocation money.
Well, hold on. It's public record, so I have not done the research. So if you want to know if they did anything that it's public record, if they did it above ground. So
Oh yeah.
I've not done the research. I don't really.
Oh, well, the duck case is going on, so it's people in, the court is not private, so it's people in court. Like, and you're not in there with your mask on, doing your blog. You know what I'm saying? But according to Butter, he's just snitching on the dead. But what they're trying to tell Butter is the stuff you're talking about could be helping the government's RICO case against the O Block. Like, they'll ask you something you think is insignificant, like, the late Haywood Miller, was Haywood Miller a noob? And he was a noob. You know what I mean? And then they could care less about Haywood Miller, rest his soul, they're going to be tying it to, well, 9 Mills is his brother, and right.
You know,
And help him with the
Smith,
bigger Rico.
and then, Mark Lester, and then,
Yes. And that's why we always say when you talking to these people, take a big cup of what?
Shut the fuck up and sip slow.
Think about it, Self.
Real
if I sat down with you didn't know me, and I said, listen, and I put a tape recorder out. Listen, let me tell you something. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Now tell me everything that happened today. Like, what? Nothing you can say is going to be used to help you. They don't even say that. We may use some of this to clear you. They say all that outside of the Miranda, but that ain't part of the Miranda. They say all that before and after Miranda. We want to clear
this is how you're supposed to respond to that.
The big cup. Yeah. That's right.
Lawyer.
Do I need a lawyer here? Yeah. No, you're not under arrest. We're just asking you some questions.
No, when you say lawyer, if they don't do that, then you should, get a lawsuit for them.
Well, yeah, technically anything that they get out of you after that is not admissible.
Right. You should get a lawsuit from that. You should just start talking about nonsense.
Yeah,
and you say, "Oh yeah, you said I didn't need a lawyer," and
you
just
could
talk
tell them the
about
whole
nonsense.
truth, and they can't use none of that in court, bro, because you asked for a lawyer. Yeah. But now
there's that.
What are some advantages though? Like, what good can come from internet police? You've got kids. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of creeps and criminals out there.
Yeah, they are, but
that aren't wearing badges.
Yeah, but generally, these people that are doing this notable 12 stuff is not dealing with anything pedophilia related. They don't deal with saving the children.
Well, because if they did, they're going to be investigating a lot of themselves.
Well, okay. That's probably why they are in the position they're in, because they're compromised the whole time. So they're compromised and they can only do what they can do. So, they go after
low-hanging fruit.
Yes.
Uh-huh. That's how they do business too. That's exactly how they do business. Yeah. And and it allows them to stay in the shadows. Evidence collection. I'm just saying potential benefits, child welfare, of course, information. That's just like evidence collection.
Money, like out the ass, and notoriety for some false shit out the ass.
Yes, and that's where you get into the narrative. Yes, correct. So you're actually getting into some of the issues with it, and it goes back like entrapment. The founders of this country, they didn't like entrapment.
Well, so they say.
Well,
they entrapped. They entrapped.
Right.
They entrapped plenty of people after they didn't like the entrapment upon them.
Correct.
They did put entrapment.
Correct. Yeah. The one thing people got to realize is those laws were all written for white landowners, white land stealers, usurpers.
Yes.
Just so you know, that's what the Constitution was written for.
So-called white, because some of them were melanated. It was a class. They weren't passing. They knew exactly who they were, and everybody knew exactly who they were. The racism and saying it was all white people came in much later, in the 1800s, when they really, after they released, the terms of slavery and indenturement or what have you, where they put it out there that it was the white people that did everything, when there wasn't even no such thing as white people in media or otherwise until much later.
Yeah, but I mean, what good can, like, okay, so So yeah, obviously we grew up watching some shows. We probably didn't know that was produced by law enforcement. Batman could be, produced by law enforcement. Like my point is, what good can come out of this? Like, do you feel good knowing your kids are older, but like, do you feel good like knowing, yeah, all right, the internet's safe because there's police all over with platforms?
No, I feel like this is some of the most unsafe periods of time for younger people. I'm just happy and blessed that, my little people are grounded and, in themselves and their parents and family.
Yeah, and I'm sure they got things to do outside of the internet too.
Yeah, but even if they do, they know. You know what I mean? They have a knowing. They've been exposed to some of it before it's put out there.
Yeah, and see, that's the sticky part about it. Like, I'm not talking about creepy stuff. I'm just saying, like, even regular everyday stuff. A child or a teen might be in one of these blogs, and so let's just start naming a few. This one's out of Chicago, DJU TV. He's one of those self that came up and got big pretty fast. Love his content, some of it. He'll have porn stars on there, like you'll be watching them, and then all of a sudden you have a porn star come on and start talking about all this crazy stuff. And it's like, man, why we gotta depict black women like this? Like, you just went under a rock and decided to just put her out here for what? Like, people don't even know who this is. But the way he asks questions, Self, and they all do it. And I heard it from, I think Vlad started it. And if you've ever been interrogated by law enforcement, they use the same style, bro. People were talking, word on the street, that kind of shit. Word on the street is, and then they say things like, what the fans want to know is, did you shoot him in the face? And I don't know what type of fan, Self, want to know did Tupac shoot such and such. You know what I'm saying, bro?
His interview sounds like the dude on campus about the
what was his name?
outside the way Menendez. We'll just keep it at that.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
the investigator.
Yeah.
I'm from the street. I'm from the sky. Yeah, you ain't from the streets we from, so you can go ahead with it. You can go ahead with that bullshit. Yeah.
Woo-wee. You was right on point from the jump, and they went in there and didn't do that. And
I just knew how they felt about us in words in general, and I'm like,
you were ahead of us at that time.
If they had all, if I'm telling you, if they had
didn't
all
need to
that,
talk to us.
Right, we would be gone already. Exactly. They need somebody to start talking this shit. Sit down. I'm cool like you. Yeah.
Period.
You're cool, aren't you? Hey, man.
And they talked. Otherwise,
yeah.
Well, I think I know who talked, but
both of them. But I told them to have a big cup of STFU. But that's what they do though. So if they connect the dots though, like it might have been something I said, and then what they do is, like, if I say, oh yeah, I might have seen them in my dorm room, and then now they got them over there. Well, this guy said he saw you in the dorm room, and then they're like, oh, I gotta tell everything, and that's why I take a big cup of STFU.
Man, I learned from that in 48 hours.
First 48.
Yep.
Oh
my
yeah.
God. Yes, I learned so much. I was like, oh, I saw that. It pulled it all the way back to what you said when I was 17. I was like,
I was 17 too.
I know. Shit, I know. That's why I was like,
I just knew. I was like, they
you already knew it. That shit solidified in me. Like,
now if they were smart, I might have went if they had some black cops in there or something. You know what I'm saying? But they had them white boys trying to relate and act like they was down for me and down for us.
No,
you're right.
I mean,
I've never seen that in my life.
Before you even went there, you told us that.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah, that's true.
That's what I'm saying. So it wouldn't have mattered who
That's true. Yeah, because they wouldn't be calling us in. They just would have sent the boys over there and the rest of us perped us. Yeah, perp walked us. Right.
Well,
Plus,
not
we
me,
didn't do shit. Right.
Yeah, couldn't.
Not
Yeah,
that day.
Right. Even though that was long past legally, they could say anything anyway. But
All I did was help the guys out. You know,
I had a horrible sprained ankle with a fucking cast on. So.
And they was trying to get me to admit, like I knew, oh no, he trying to make me an accessory after the fact. You know what I'm saying? Right.
You were way on top of it. You
I
was like,
man, yeah.
And they didn't listen, and they, happened to them, and
Yeah, they told everything because nobody had to testify. They made a statement, signed it, and confessed. But and we're gonna work with you. You know, you don't have to get kicked out of school. The first thing they did was what? Got
kicked right out of school.
U of I wasn't playing that shit. But all right, but here's another one. So Cam Capone News. So I thought this platform, I thought it was a white boy. And so when you listen to Cam Capone, it's actually a Hispanic cat. And he's out of Cali somewhere. And so DJU did some time. Cam Capone did some time himself. And then they come out, like even ex-offenders, you come on, bro. You know offenders. They don't be asking people these kind of questions related to their motherfucking cases, bro.
No. But they got some street cred, so
street cred would have made you not ask these motherfucking questions.
So, but it's still they
I know what you're saying, and they got this platform.
Yes,
and these cats are hustling their music or whatever it is they're peddling, and they go on these platforms and play this game with these people, bro. Trench's News, though. Hey, let me tell you something. That one surprised me. Yes, he had the mask on, and I should have known. He came up on the low end he was like, I came up with Jaro City, I came up with all of them. And he did. He lived on Old Block, but so in his story, he called it Storytelling Time with Trench's News. And that motherfucker once a week could come out and tell a story about street crime. I remember me and Tori, man, me and Tori, it's storytelling time. And so when the Sun-Times released that stuff about the duck case, man, they had his name in there and Butter, and that's how they do you. And they don't realize, man, these feds gonna do you dirty, bro. They don't respect you. They don't respect the snitch.
You don't respect yourself if you snitch.
Police don't. They got a whole fraternity. They wouldn't like you if you was part of the fraternal order and you was out there snitching and talking to the feds, and, being an informant. The police don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, they do to a certain degree.
As far as solving their case, but they don't, I'm talking about the snitch. I'm not talking about a civilian. I'm talking about somebody who's about that life and they turning in their guys. They don't respect.
Oh, no. No one. There's no one who respects that.
So Trench's News, I said that he was a paid informant, but I think it came out they're trying to twist it and saying he wasn't, but he got paid for relocation. I failed to see the difference depending on how much they paid him for relocation. But he was saying allegedly that he was doing it for Duck, FBG Duck, rest his soul, and that's why he's cooperating with government. 9 times out of 10, like Butter. Butter had just got out and he was still on probation and he got caught with a stick. You know what I'm saying? He got caught with a stick and some drip pills or whatever. And so he started singing, and he didn't do no time. And this is the end of it. He's got to testify in this case. Trench's News, I don't know what kind of case he got caught up in. You know what I mean? But he, bro, wearing that mask, just like you said, it'd be falling down off his nose. He had over, I think, 300,000 followers, bro. Live used to be juking, had came out with a book, and then his whole house of cards came collapsing. And boy, but you check his subscribers, I mean, he down to like 4,000. Man, they call him Snitches News. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, bro. Because that's the thing I'm talking about. They come out like they the voice of the street. But how can you be the voice of the street on a public platform? King AK-47. I always thought
voice of the street.
Yes. Voice of the street.
How's that even possible?
How is it possible? And you telling stories about the street, King AK-47. Now he gets drunk, starts talking, and it was something he did. I was like, oh, this motherfucker might be working for law enforcement, because he's always talking about cases, open cases. And somebody hit me in my DM. It's cop talk. And somebody hit me in my DM and said such and such. And I'm not saying it, and I got rappers hitting me in the DM and fans are saying that, Tory did it. You know what I'm saying? And Tory was there, and he's kind of cooled out over the, because, that kind of lifestyle, man. You talking about GDs and BDs and all that. It comes with some threats and stuff like that. I could tell he's kind of tapered off a little bit, but I thought he was a straight up informant. I don't know so much no more. They say you always tell me follow my first mind. But everybody's coming out to be informants and snitches, so it wouldn't surprise me if somebody found some paperwork on this dude and found out the whole time that he's just what we're talking about, one of these 12 produced things, and get in there and talk it up. We'll get you some bots, like you say, from the bot farm, make this look good, and then all the street people are going to come in and trust
get you income. You be getting paid from YouTube and TikTok and all this. You'll have some
that'll
steady
pay
income.
for your
You
witness
could just
protection.
You can do whatever you need to do. You can still live your life, and ain't even witness protection, because you still operating under the same name.
Yeah,
it's all, it's a lot of win-wins for them. You know what I mean?
Especially if you're avoiding a case that you got. Right.
And if you have some cases and you did some time, then there's some street cred, people, won't necessarily suspect and think that you're doing that.
But that's where we go wrong. And your Italian mafia don't do that. You don't go to jail and come out and be in the mob and talking about you the voice of the mob, and you on the internet and you went to jail and you got street cred because you went to jail, and this gives you the right to talk about open mob cases. Shit. The mob don't do that. Like Tory, they'll be like, okay, that's Tory. He one of the guys. He got street cred. But when they go in the back and talk business, Tory ain't back there with his wire.
No.
No.
Tory ain't even involved no more if he did any of that.
Right. Because they can't trust you once you go behind them walls like that, bro. Right. Especially, right.
Yeah. Known people can't trust you once they hear what you asking people on the air.
Man. Or on the phone, or however you doing it. Right. Because come on, Self, even when we was younger, we'd be like, man, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, we had that in us when somebody would come out of left field with some stuff from the past. Man, I have no idea what you're talking about, bro. And they had that look on their face, and we probably came across informants and snitches and shit. They had that look on their face. I have no idea what you're talking about, dude.
What?
Even if it was one of us, and they on the
questions. Man, these questions, man. The fuck.
What the fuck are you talking about? Right. Man, now, once we get private, we can probably go into it, and but no, right. I don't know, on the phone or whatever. Yep. Hassan Campbell. I was on his ass from the beginning. He comes out there talking about African Bambaataa bamboozled him, when he was a kid, and and
drilled his thighs. I don't believe that crap.
Rocked his snot box in his thigh. Right. And he was a victim. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Hassan, to quote your boy Ace, I don't mean no disrespect. Hassan doesn't seem smart enough to be an informant. But he's got all of the things. He's got the stupidity, the ignorance. He's got the prison time.
That makes him even
more susceptible.
Yes,
he's high yellow behind the walls. He already was getting his thighs bamboozled when he was allegedly 17. So imagine behind the wall, Self.
Man, if y'all believe the thigh thing,
Self, they said he was the hairdresser in the joint. Dude, I'm straight up. Some dude came out and said Hassan was the hairdresser in the joint, man. I guess you can't knock nobody's hustle, but that sounds, I don't want to say it sounds sweet. I'm not going to say it sounds sweet. But I'm going to tell you something.
Like somebody that was getting more than their thighs busted.
It don't sound like nothing I'd be doing in a joint. Yeah, I'll do your hair, man, for the noodles. I'll twist your hair. No, you gonna have this nappy hair, bro, until you get out this motherfucker like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's bigger platforms. We mentioned Vlad. I don't want to get on his sign because, it's too easy. He's a jackass. But then there's the Breakfast Club, Self. Now, what are the now, I think your boy DJ Envy, he's got that DJ in his title. Oh, I think he's I wouldn't be surprised. He's a spook.
Well, I'm not sure. I think he might have been protected at some point, but he's in lots of trouble right now. He had
What he had some sort of tax scam or PPP scam?
Real estate thing that he had going with people, and it was fraud.
Yeah, it was one of those. What do they call them? The Bernie Madoff. It was one of those
pyramid scheme.
Yes. Yep.
And he's yeah.
Did they give him Donkey of the Day? Did he get Donkey of the Day? He should get Donkey of the Day on that show, bro. If they had any pride, you know what I'm saying?
I'm just gonna say that show has no pride.
Well, somebody finally got dude to stop talking about putting his finger in people's bums and stuff.
I won't watch it.
They did
I
give him
won't
to
watch
stop.
a second of it.
Yeah, but they did get him to stop doing all that.
Yeah,
that's what made me stop watching it.
I won't watch a second of it. I don't like.
He asked some good questions sometimes.
I don't like Gargle Main, the fraud.
That's what I'm talking about. Remember, he used to have that Galo dial, and he want to tell everybody, touch his butt, put your finger in the dial's butt.
Gargle Man, the fraud. I don't like that dude.
What do you call him? Gargamel?
Gargamel, the fraud.
Why won't you call him Charlemagne? I think Charlemagne was a savage. The historical Charlemagne.
Yeah, and I think that he was a melanated person that did a lot of things.
Oh, okay. He wasn't a savage. Okay, I thought Charlemagne was a melanated killer.
He might have,
I don't know. I'm not so sure.
Cleanse some people's.
Mm-hmm.
But this dude's got no business.
Yeah, so I think what they're doing, Self, is collecting data. They come up with these premises, and then people start talking. Some of the people talking in those chats are law enforcement too, getting the conversation going.
Yes.
Coming out with those theories.
The producers, all of that. I mean, the CIA has been, known to be involved in Hollywood and the stories that's been told.
Yes.
And the TV shows.
Yes.
All of these productions.
Some of the greatest writers, even some novelists, have been spooks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
or just influenced by the spooks.
Yes.
Like if they're not quite spooks.
Yes.
Like
Promoted
Spielberg, for instance, like the movies that he's writes. Yeah. But not completely spook. He's not, he didn't go through.
He's spook adjacent.
Formal spook training.
But he's spook affiliated.
Spook informed.
Yeah. Informant. Yeah.
The spooks informed him, and when he didn't inform the spooks, as far as to put what they put out there so they could predictive program all of us.
Yeah, I mean, come on, Self. I mean, come on, bro. I mean, how can a guy like DJ Academics, who's not even from Chicago, who doesn't even come to Chicago, start talking about Chicago street beef and blow up like that? It makes zero sense to me. And you got to have a big platform for those rappers to even want to come on there. So Self, like, I bet you if we paid for 500,000 bots and then it showed up like we have 500,000 subscribers, we can get damn anybody to come on the show and start asking them all types of shit. We wouldn't, but we could. They would come on like, oh, you know what I'm saying? He's got 600,000 followers. If it was right and everything.
Yeah, they trying to get some, some promotion.
Yes.
Whatever they're trying to do.
Yes. Yeah. Man. And, I used to think this stuff, but like people used to tell me like, man, remember we used to stay off the internet and people used to tell me, I don't comment. I don't be on there, but, at the end of the day, You know, I don't like to think of myself as like a criminal, but you don't have to be to get a jacket put on.
Well, it's depending on what you're allowed yourself to be called makes a serious difference in what can happen in court or
What do you mean? You mean if you're on the internet
society.
saying you're a gangster disciple or black disciple or this and that
Yeah.
right over the internet?
Or black.
I'm a savage killer.
African American, African American, Negro, all these misnomers. That's, you know, everything that's dead in law, according to what the bar follows. You know, they got a whole different dictionary, Black Laws Dictionary, which has a whole. The synonyms are crazy because in Webster's dictionary, that shit is nowhere near the same. And Webster's dictionary was created from 26 American Indian languages. The English language didn't come from England. But that's a whole nother story. So we'll deal with that another time. But
yeah, I mean, do you think, because I forgot the movie with my man, you know, the predictive programming, Scientologist.
Yeah, Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
and, you know,
him.
Yeah.
And it was pre-crime, and
yes,
yeah, and remember, and he got caught up. You know,
hey, we've seen that in our lifetime. Blagojevich got time for pre-crime.
Yeah, he sure did. And then somebody came in there with a bag of money. Right. What do you want me to do? This guy came in here, this damn informant came in here with a bag of money. I'm just saying,
He didn't even take it.
Didn't even take it.
He talked about taking it.
Hypothetically. So if
Pre-crime.
if you had 100 people who didn't think it was a setup, and you went in there with a bag of money and said, "Look, all I need you to do is take this quarter key across the street, drop it off, put it." A lot of them gonna take that money. Now, does that make this guy a criminal who did it? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, that's the problem I got with what goes on. You know,
that's not my problem. My problem is that the whole thing is put in place and they will do that. My problem is there are people that all they have is so-called money. They don't do anything for anybody else. All they do is
that's
to
poverty.
preserve their money.
To me, that's poverty. If all you have is money, you're just as poor as someone who has zero money.
Well, that's all they have. They don't have any. I mean, maybe when they got the money as a family, there was someone who had some good things.
Right.
But these Zionists, man, Zionism is the worst.
Man, I had somebody tell me today, America is about to be punished. I'm like, why? He's like, because we turned our backs on Israel. And, you know, I could have went there. You know,
You should not have. I'm glad you
didn't.
didn't.
I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I didn't. You know, I didn't.
Zionism is the worst. And them people equate Judaism with
correct
Zionism.
Correct.
And they're not one and the same.
They're not.
They're quite separate. But
you know, the Hebrews, this is why everybody was so-called black people all over the world, because The Hebrews are a nomadic people. We were traveling this entire planet doesn't it feel natural that we would do that? So it does. It seems natural that you would follow the patterns of the birds and follow the patterns of everything that's going on and where the food is and
Bro,
just move across the planet.
Man, I don't really conform or know that that's the case. It was one landmass and shit separated, and we was the only people on these landmasses.
What do they call it, Pangea or something?
Yes. And the separation is the same when they test the soil from where it's supposed to be. It's the same soil.
But even after it's split,
yes,
you know, we're
here, and America and Africa is there, and
right.
It's the same soil.
But if you notice, it would have been around the equator where things are more moderate all the way across. Then you wouldn't be so nomadic. You wouldn't have to move because the weather was a certain temperature all the way across. But I just don't believe that we stayed somewhere where, like, I'd be in Chicago and it'd be 40 below, and I'd be like, ain't no way in hell. Ain't no reason. Ain't no reason. I could put myself back in my ancestors' shoes, and there's no reason for me to be here during this time of year when I can just follow the birds and all of the rest of nature, all of the other migrating animals, and go somewhere where the food is. And that's all I'm saying. But go ahead. That's all I'm saying.
If you're looking at Pangea, it was all the same place. So it was the same
climate. But was it? If it's a big mass, then it's gonna not be the same.
I'm saying where we
would have been in the
and
same, right?
Yes, and when it split, where we were,
right, it would have been around the same meridian, right?
Yes, when it moved off in the same thing,
That's what I'm saying. Yes,
same soil,
right?
Test the soils
Right.
the same.
It would have been the same
climate for the most part,
right?
Yes,
right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's in my DNA, and I'm sure you've been there, and I've talked to many of us, and you'd be like, man, this shit ain't natural. We're here just like being in the desert in the summertime in Vegas. We got air conditioning, they got water pumped in, but like
we always been in Chicago. I mean, you can look at the World's Fair and the
pictures.
Yes, and just the Museum of Science and Industry.
The World's Fair, they had a Pookie in a cage in World's Fair.
Yes, they
him a
did.
Savage Boy.
Yes, they did, but they didn't know who built those buildings that they were acting like they built.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Museum of Science and Industry, they didn't build that. That was part of that.
Man, that thing, boy, we have to do a show on that. Like, man, how long that took to build? Like, that shit is incredible. It's an incredible.
It was there. They found it.
You've said that before. It's an incredible feat because, bro, I've never really heard nobody, like, when people talk about architecture and shit, and nobody really break that down to me. You know what I'm saying?
They can't.
They don't.
They'd
be like, well, it was built.
They talk about it, but they can't.
Yeah.
Because it was already there. They found that. That's what's left of the World's Fair in late 1800s.
And you saying that was there when the World's Fair?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, there's a couple things. There's a monument
that was built
that
out.
monument is there a monument in, like, when you go through
on Indiana
63rd, 63rd, that whole little area when you go into the Lakeshore Drive and Stony Island.
The Midway Plaza and the Inner Drive and all that.
That statue that was there too.
Yeah.
That was there too. But that's minor. Like, they found a whole lot of stuff all over the world. All of the World's Fairs talking about they built that for that. They just lied because they ain't built that. That shit was not wood. You see?
So you're saying it's like saying those people over there built the Temple Mount over there in Israel. It's like saying they built that.
Yeah.
Right.
None of them people there built anything.
No.
None of them people. None of pyramids, none of that. They built none of it. They built nothing.
Bro, we got to cover the museum.
Greek.
I've been all
They
through the
built
museum,
nothing.
and you know,
I've been in that motherfucker a whole
but
lot.
Me too, but I haven't. We think we've been all the way through it, but it was always parts closed off, always restricted. Like the place is so big, there's no way in hell we've been through the whole thing. Even though
we didn't
right,
get to everything,
right?
There's
Stuff we didn't have access to.
Yeah, but I went. Yeah,
I wonder what's in there, man. I wonder what's in it now. Man, it's a big money grab.
Well,
I was like, it costs how much to get into the museum?
Man, your mom told us that they caught that submarine.
She sure did.
In Lake Michigan during that show.
Yep, sure did. That got deleted.
Yeah.
Rest her soul. All right, so
God bless her soul. Not even rested. She's way more than she ever was on this plane.
Well, that's what I told somebody. When they leave this plane, I believe they be mourning us when they leave this plane, bro.
Yeah.
Once
For the first part, until they get acclimated, they crying and fucked up because goddamn, we're in this shit.
Right. Right. Yeah. But yeah, man. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if you could think of any other platforms, but I just wanted to, and I'll get into my conclusion, but it's just weird, and the internet ain't stupid, right? Cats be on there like, you the police. They do, like everybody ain't stupid, bro. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Those are police questions, man. If you ever watch Cam Capone, bro, and he's a Mexican dude from like the streets of Cali, ain't no way in hell you think those questions are okay. Ain't no way in hell. So if I hear you, street cred, whatever.
I don't even know the platform. I'm just saying.
All of a sudden he started doing all the Chicago stuff, and I was like, well, why him? And then I thought it was a pink person. Then I come to find out he's a Hispanic dude out of Cali. And I'm like, well, what gives him the street cred? But he's got those viewers, he's got those followers, and everybody want to go sit on his show,
I mean, I can say this. There's a lot of people you can wonder about whatever it is, but what's for you is for you, and what's for them is for them. And how they come about it is a situation of none of your business. But a lot of them are detrimental to our situation. So I need you to be able to discern.
And when you're a kid and you're playing cops and robbers, they should add cops, robbers, and snitches so everybody can understand the whole thing.
The whole cop and robbers is to create a bunch of snitches that don't even know they're snitches.
But you should have a third. You want to be cops, robbers,
and
snitches, and the snitches sit around and tell the cops where the robbers ran to. That'd be great. Cops, robbers, snitches.
They're not trying to teach us that. Because it'll be a whole situation where we don't fuck with the snitches from birth.
Right. In Theta. Right. Cops, robbers, and snitches. Tori can run, but I don't want to run. Tori's good at hiding, but I'm able to tell the ones who are it. Yeah, Tori's over there. Don't tell him I told you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, cops, robbers, and snitches. Well, go ahead, bro. You were saying something, then I'm we gotta do the poll question after you finish.
Yeah, we don't need snitches. We need to come together so that we all move ahead of this racist system. I don't really believe, because I know we should not completely operate within the system. I mean, there's no way possible we can get ahead the system is against us. And they want us to act like we're defenseless. But our intellect has to redirect all of us in the same direction. Not all of us, because I don't believe we can. We're not a monolith. But if 13% of us to get together, I'm sure that we can lift us to the place where we need to be. And it needs to be our strategy. And I'm going to say that to the end.
Yeah. Well said. Well done. Well done. All right, man. So let's do this real quick. All right. So here was the poll question, Self. Law enforcement is candidly producing content / YouTube personalities to entrap potential criminals. So that was the statement. Law enforcement is candidly producing content / YouTube personalities to entrap or ensnare potential criminals. Okay. Now, your options were 100%, right? That's 100% true. Now, your next option was 0 chance because that's illegal. Okay. You know, like the inbred girl that was out there in Missouri. And then, of course, we've got it's good. Get them off the streets. Your fourth option is I value privacy over my security. So please cut it out. And the final one is unsure. Unsure is your final option. Now, before you select and before I run through these, I selected 100%. I was leaning towards I value privacy over security, so cut it out. But just that statement, law enforcement is candidly producing content, YouTube personalities to entrap potential criminals. Like, why wouldn't they? Like, I would do it if I was in law enforcement. So I put 100%. Now, 67% of the respondents said 100%. 7% of the respondents said 0 chance because that's illegal. So there's somebody out there, it might have been that lady from Missouri who thinks the sheriff is innocent. Might have been her. 0%, to my surprise, said good. Get them criminals off the street. So big ups to our followers, big ups to our subscribers. And then the fourth option, I value my privacy over security, so please cut it out, 20%. This is the second respondent. Big ups to our subscriber base. And then the final one, unsure, was 7%. So we had unsure at 7%, 0 chance it's illegal at 7%, good, get them criminals off the street at 0%. Coach must not have seen this poll yet. And then 100%, 67% of respondents said 100%, and 20% said I value security. So basically 87% of the respondents believe it's happening, and I don't think they feel good about it. Now, you, Self, what's your response on this?
Well, I teeter between 100% and I respect my privacy, but I think 100% encompasses. I respect my privacy, so
yeah, it kind of does. It does. But it definitely encompasses the statement law enforcement is candidly producing like that's huge. That 67% of the respondents believe that law enforcement, like, it's one thing, Self, to say, all right, Self Love Show, we're going to get behind you guys and finance you, and we just got certain questions you want you to ask from week to week. But that they're just producing a whole shows off the jump is just incredible.
Well, it goes way, way, way beyond the blogs. It goes into movies. It goes into TV. It goes into all of the media.
Your boy might be a spook. Well, not your boy. Joe Rogan. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
He is.
In our opinion. Right.
And don't mind him. You know, I am a fan.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, but he is.
He's,
Even if it's not his intention at all. The people that he talks to and the subjects that he talks about is in giving the spooks a whole lot of information.
Man, giving a lot of information, and is a platform for a whole lot of spooks to come on and parrot narratives too. Yeah. And he's not as smart as he thinks he is. I dare say he's a dumbass.
He's said that on several occasions, like probably 1,000 times. He said that he's not a, but that could be some fake shit too. But I am. He is insightful, but I'm not of the opinion that he's the greatest intellect.
No. Long shot, but
he's
a lot
insightful
of people,
though, because but shit, if he incites me and I see some shit, I'm like, oh, that he says out of his mouth, even though I don't think he's.
But some of the stuff he be so late on, man, I'd be like, you know what I'm saying,
like I'm at the point now where I listen to somebody for it, and then when they can't, because shit, I ain't even listened to. Farrakhan's not telling me nothing new.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like when I get to when they're not telling me nothing new, and Joe Rogan's not telling me nothing new.
Right.
So I'm not listening really,
Yeah, and they put him through the humiliation ritual, and they were calling him a racist and all of that too. He had to go to his makers, probably missed a meeting or something.
Oh, no, he said some shitty,
Yeah, he did, but
he had to.
But he said it years ago, so it was a humiliation ritual. You know what I mean?
Completely. But
right.
When you say some shit, then it's gonna come up. You know that
when
you
they
said some shit
when they get ready to humiliate
you. Yes, it's gonna be some point in
Yeah.
time where that comes.
Yeah.
So shit, you got to be prepared for that. I've said some shit to the, I didn't, it's not the best things to be said about people or whatever.
Yeah.
And it might come up at some point,
Yeah.
and I'm going to be ready for it. I'm not going to be humiliated by it, though. I tell you that.
Yeah, because you're not part of that shit.
Right
now. All right, let me go ahead and do this wrap up, and then we can close it out. Now, the intersection of law enforcement and social media presents a complex landscape where the lines between surveillance, community engagement, and content creation can blur. As we've explored in today's podcast, the use of social media by law enforcement agencies has evolved from a tool for information dissemination to a more active role in literally content production. You guys need to do your research on this, because this isn't something we're just pulling out of our wazoo. It's been confirmed. Now, while this shift holds potential for fostering transparency and trust between the public and law enforcement, it raises some very important and serious ethical questions about privacy, ethics, and the influence of authority on social media narratives. Okay, so it's like it could be shaping the kids as well. As content creators, we must remain vigilant and informed about the sources of our online interactions and the content we consume. It is crucial for law enforcement agencies to maintain clear policies and for social media platforms to establish boundaries that protect individual rights while allowing for legitimate investigative works. The balance between security and freedom is a delicate one, and as technology continues to evolve, ongoing dialogue and scrutiny will be essential in ensuring that the balance is maintained. We both want to thank you for joining us on this thought-provoking journey. We hope today's podcast has shed some light on the nuances of 12's role in social media and spark conversations about the future of digital communications and privacy. Let's continue to engage, question, and understand the digital world we find ourselves navigating in every day. Should you have any feedback, questions, suggestions or for future episodes, feel free to contact us in the comments, or you can call or text 424-900-6945. We would love to hear from you and learn more about your thoughts and opinions. Remember, ask not what our culture can do for you, but what you can do for our culture. As always, question everything. The Self Love Show ain't Dorothy, Kansas. So peer down the rabbit hole. Do your own research.
In Kansas,
Oh,
Dorothy.
oh
Right?
yeah. You're right. I've been on the plantation. The Self Love Show ain't Kansas, Dorothy. Peer down the rabbit hole and do your own research. Use caution because sometimes when you stare into the abyss, it stares right back at you. Peace, love, honor, and respect and self-love. So that's what we got today. Now, the riddle. All right. I am the black child of a white father, a wingless bird, flying even to the clouds of heaven. I give birth to tears of mourning in pupils that meet me, even though there's no cause for grief. And at once on my birth, I am dissolved in air. Now, I'll give you guys a hint. It's something self-love. It's something Brother Wordsmith. I was gonna say it's something Brother Wordsmith would say if somebody was babysitting the blunt out there and talking and yapping. Yeah, he got it out. Yeah, smoke. Yeah. That's it. Smoke. But you got it before I gave the clue. You know, somehow it's like you was ahead of my thought.
Yeah, I'm an empath, so
Yeah.
fed your mind.
Yeah, it's like
because I didn't know what it was. I didn't.
Yeah, like it's something self-love save. He catches you talking and the blunt's burning.
Smoke it.
Smoke that. Smoke.
Smoke it.
Yeah, it threw me off though. I am the black child of a white father. You know what I mean? They went deep with that. A wingless bird flying into the clouds of heaven. Now here's where to get you.
I had to not listen to any of that.
You have to.
But
I give birth to tears of mourning in pupils that meet me, even though there's no cause. I know it's a stretch, even though there's no cause for grief. And at once on my birth, I am dissolved in air. Yeah.
That was mine.
That was the key that got you.
When you read that, you thought smoke.
I did. And I thought, but I didn't give you the symbol.
No, and that's when I said, that's when I knew what the answer was, because I was reading you.
That's fascinating, bro. It is, but that tells you about the human mind and how everybody's all connected and body language.
Mind. It's only one mind.
The God mind.
It's only one.
Now, you guys, next week, we may have a guest. Self Love gave us a lead. I haven't reached out to the brother yet. I will make sure to do that tomorrow. What was he? What's the topic on that?
He's a comedian. He's
nice.
and a thinker. He's not just most comedians.
Yes, the good ones.
Yeah. I worked with him.
Speaking of which, we haven't had we got to get not paper chase.
Eddie C. Vote.
Yes. Yeah, we got to get Eddie C on here, man. Yeah.
Yes. And paper.
And paper.
And beware.
And beware. I said beware a long time ago, boy. Beware, that's gonna be a 4-hour shebang. You know what I mean?
Man.
Beware, he's a talker.
We got to warm him up to that.
Oh yeah, beware. Yeah, he'll be great. So
awesome.
If we don't have a guest next week, I was looking at although you brought up something, I was like, man, we need to cover. I forgot what it was, but I'll rewatch the show. But I was thinking flight MH370. decoded. That was that flight that just disappeared in 2014. Disappeared from the face of the earth. A lot of theories about it. Philippines or some shit.
They will find it. I mean,
yeah.
It's okay.
So some have said it's in a wormhole. Others have said the pilot, just because
There's plenty of wormholes and plenty of portals, and there's ways to get out of this dimension.
Yeah.
And
they're trying to say the pilot went crazy and just crashed it into the ocean. It's a whole lot of theories, but none of it's been proven.
Well, a lot of areas of the earth there are not only metaphysical but electrical anomalies where the technology that we possess fails, and a lot of things can happen.
Some said aliens too. So,
well, I mean, those are portals. I mean, alien doesn't really mean what everybody thinks it does. It just thinks it's somebody that's not from around here. Like somebody from Canada is kind of an alien to United States, and somebody from Chicago was alien to Mexico. These words are spells, and you need to know that there are several sets of rules and definitions for every word. When you go to court, it's not the same use. If you want to do a short study, just get Webster dictionary compared to a Black Laws dictionary and look at the definitions and compare them, and it'll be quite enlightening.
Facts. And then so on Sunday, before the Bears game, bear down, boy.
Bear down,
hey.
bear.
Hey. Beginning of the season, I said 8-9 or 9-8, and I stuck by it even when they was 0-4. Hey, we can pull it.
You were, much more reasonable than Stans.
Then Big Perk, he said 14-3. Once we went 0-4, Hugo said we'd be lucky to win 2 games. And people act like they didn't realize a whole secondary was hurt. Everybody was hurt. They act like they didn't, I don't care. I mean, I really don't care. So
what they didn't realize that it was the most awful coaching. They saw what was worked, and then came out with the same shit the first 4 weeks.
Well, because they had to prove that they had to prove to themselves they wanted to prove to themselves that Justin can stand in the pocket and get rid of the football. He runs a 4.340, and they want him to get rid of the football. But go ahead. Yeah, they don't want him to have the ball.
They wanted him to do the same shit he did the first 4 weeks of last year.
Yeah.
Or 5 weeks before they figured out what he should be doing. And then wanted to repeat that at the beginning of the year.
But even then, though, his whole career, his defense has been giving up like 34, 35 fucking points a game, and then they want to talk to him about his win-loss record. He don't play defense.
He doesn't, but they stripped and raped his defense. I mean, last year they had 3 of the best players in the NFL, and they traded all of them.
Right, for draft capital.
Yeah. So I don't listen to that win-loss record. And there are some people on ESPN, they're going to reap it. They're going to
all these platforms, local platforms, major platforms.
There's some people on these platforms that are
but they won't just eat crow. But they're reaping it. Yeah, they're trying to turn it around, but they're still teetering.
Reap it.
I'll be in their comments like, just shut up and eat crow. That's what I'll be telling them. Just shut up and eat crow.
They've not realized it all the way.
No, I guess not. I guess
they like people will give up 3 first rounders for Caleb Williams or whatever he is, whoever he is.
Yes.
And
Except they
he's
said 3 first rounders and a starter.
a
Major starter.
Shit. You gotta man, I promise you, bro. I told you, I said if they trade Justin Fields and do that, I'm done. I'm out. I'm gonna follow Justin Fields. I'm gonna be like Coach with Brett Favre left the Packers.
Boy, I be trolling the shit out of Coach. I'd be like, man.
Oh man, Coach is the.
I be like, y'all let Aaron Rodgers go.
I love Coach.
Yeah,
he's brainless.
He's a fair weather fan. Like I don't mean like with the Packers, bro.
And did you hear what I said?
Yeah, I heard you. I be trolling. Yeah, I heard you. I be trolling.
Brainless.
Yeah, I heard
brainless.
Hey, I heard you. I listen. I be trolling the shit out of him because he always trolls our Bears, and I just tell him,
man.
I be like, listen, yo Packers, bro. If the Bears had let Aaron Rodgers go, right? If we had a Hall of Fame quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, Coach would be trolling the shit out of us if we were 6-6. You know what I'm saying? 5-8 right now. You have to give it up,
bro. They're a little bit better than that, but they're not gonna be. We're gonna have a better record than them by the end of the season.
We're 5-8. They're 6-7.
Yeah,
they just lost to New York.
Yeah, they should have lost.
Yeah.
No, we're going to have a better record.
Yes, because we're going to beat them in that last game.
And we're going to split this season with the North. And we're gonna rape the North. Oh, I can't say rape. My bad.
Bum assault.
No, we're going to tear them apart. We're going to destroy the.
You're gonna African bombada the North, allegedly.
Destroy the North. And we're gonna, win the North.
Dude said take the North, so that's what he meant.
Never give it back.
Yeah,
and that's
so
what I'm talking about.
You can say
if we go ahead, because we should have not split. We should have been ahead in the North. Should have beat Detroit twice. And
Denver.
Man, yeah, no, I'm talking about in the North.
I know, I hear you. Detroit. All these games matter.
We should have beat fucking when he got hurt against.
We would have beat Minnesota that game. Yeah.
Yes. Denver. Yeah. I mean, we know that's the.
Yeah. So that's 3. And one of those games we lost when Bill Bobajan was at the helm. Had he not been hurt, because remember he was playing better, I think we would have won. Like Bilbo went 2-2. I think he'd have won at least 3-1. I think we'd have won at least 3-1 if Justin wasn't hurt. So we'd have been 3-1.
No, we'd have goddamn if he won a game.
He won 2.
Won those games.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So we'd have won those 2, and we'd have won at least one more. So you know what I'm saying? I don't know which one, but we'd have won at least one more. And to your point, that Minnesota game. So that's an extra one. Then that's that Minnesota game. And then you said
Detroit,
Denver and Detroit. So really, we're 5-8. We should be 9-4 right now. And Ace wouldn't look like a big homer when he said 14-3.
And me either. As I was a homer too, because
you were close to the Ace. I said 8, 9, 9, and 8.
I just thought double digits. I thought we could win 10 games.
And we could, but my issue was the depth and the dumb coaching that you mentioned. But mine more so was the depth, because you got these young players, and if anybody gets hurt, we're a little thin. And that's why, to your point, trade this draft pick, bring in more players so that when players do go down, hey, next man up. You can't just be talking next man up. If Joe Dumas was Torrey's backup and somebody's telling me it's next man up, nah. No,
but bringing Sweat in.
Correct. That helps. Bro, the Chicago meatheads was hating on him after his first game. Well, he didn't. And Poles gave up a 2 second-round pick. He didn't give it sacks.
Shit.
I'm like, y'all some meat. He was balling in his first game. I'm like,
man, was all over the place. Was a couple of touches, knocked the quarterbacks down, and
didn't even know the system.
Right.
Right.
He was just like, oh, this is where I'm at. Okay, this is what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
Man, now they twisting and all that. Every time he twists, both people go to him, and the other dude gets in there. Like, and both people go to him, and he still get
Well, and the secondary,
Now the
looks better
secondary,
because of him too.
yeah, but they are all very good though.
They're very good. They got healthy, but he's in all of it. All of it
Yes,
is
I mean everything up front makes everything in the back look good, but they were already good.
But that's why I said rock bottom when we had hit that rock bottom. And that's what I was saying. It's nowhere up from here. You know, I felt good. I'm like, okay, we plateaued. We're getting all this negative energy and all that. I'm like, this is the bottom and it's nowhere for up. And Self, that we've been going up ever since, slowly but for surely. It's trending in the right way. So yeah, so man, yeah, join us on the sports show, Mouthpiece included. It's an open panel. Anybody
You'll
can
be
pull up.
completely enlightened. It's a great thing. It's exciting. I watch it on my day off.
Yeah, and we're ahead of the game. You know, some of the things we talk
Way
about. Yeah. I'll be like,
but,
man.
You know, TATN has always been ahead of the game. You know, that's the whole thing. The Self Luv Show, you know, Mouthpiece included. It's, man, invigorating. It'll change your whole mind state. You can learn something each and every time you tune in on anything on TATN.
Yeah, and y'all could build with us too. You know,
we build. We don't know everything.
We feed off of y'all.
Yeah, if you learn us, we will learn you.
Facts. So this brings me to my personal favorite part of the whole shebang. And this track here you're listening to is produced by Brother Wordsmith. And this brings us to Wordsmith's final. We're going to take it from the top. Words out there, out there, out there, out there, out there, out there.
Yo, you know the truth is, as living proof is, and you just need to know each and every day that you live, and you parlay upon the path that's meant for you, because there's a lot of bullshit that we go through. Is 12 producing these blogs? Yeah. All of these so-called bloggers with these large platforms that ask bullshit questions need to be flogged. Because they are not for the people. They believe that we're not even equal. That's why they can do what they do in the sequel and represent us as uneducated, underrated, the worst people that perpetrated life. I don't know what they like, but I do what I do in spite. Because we are about elevation and raising a nation. Fuck the plantation. So, what we need to know, I need you to tell us in our comments how to raise our presence. How y'all can help us to raise the relevance. There are some platforms I can think of but please tell us so we can present the platform to make us grow. How to elevate us so more people know. Just help us grow. I would appreciate it, ingratiate it. I'll let people know what they need to know and how they need to grow and how we should proceed to flow and generate generation upon generation of our aggregation to grow. All of us, so everybody know about us though. Choctaw on both sides of my family, 100%. That's what I'm gonna represent. Even though they separated me from my language, from my culture, understanding, my family let me know that they wasn't allowed to let it grow. So, I'm gonna let everybody know. "12 ain't for us." They always been against since the time when they represent the slave catchers. They always been haters. And it's been some of us, been plain melanated people we don't trust. So
Officer, overseer.
Skin folk ain't always kin folk, so that we revoke they presence when they come in our midst. They let us know by their actions why we should be pissed, dismiss the whackness. They think that they can fuck with us. No. That's why we have to grow. Our mentality, we only need 13% to see. Everybody else will join force. Believe me. We're not a minority, we are the majority. They told us some bullshit and we believed it. Now I'm telling you, look at it. We can't conceive it. Everything they've always taught us has been about them. It's not been us. We can't never trust an open enemy. They will bust our head to the white meat. I say we need to bust theirs. Words.
Herbs. Yes, sir. Once again.
It's a dope beat.
Yeah, lyrics and tracks by Brother Wordsmith. I'm looking at the video I put on it with that strange craft flying over.
Yeah.
You know, your boy Matt Stardick keep talking about his drones, but bro, man, that damn thing is a trip, man. It be there. Yeah. So, like somebody said, it's a star, but I got it moving. And then I'll wake up 5 in the morning and it's there.
It's no new stars, bro. So.
Come on. I go to sleep at 10 p.m. It's there. Now, come on, Self. We're moving at billions of miles per hour and the stars are whizzing around. And I'm saying,
man, that's some fucking nonsense. I mean, come on, man. Let me tell you something. Like, if we're spinning off center, so it's doing this.
Yeah,
this is what we're doing. I might be. It's a wobble. 13% or what they say.
Whatever.
Moving 400,000 miles.
Second.
And all of that is moving.
Right.
And and we're moving around it at all of that.
Right.
Then I'm just trying to realize, how do you fucking take off and land? Even a drone, how does it lift up and come back down to the
Well, that's what they say. When you jump and you come down, you just jump. You should land down the block.
Yes. Not even down the block. I mean, like literally what they're talking about. You
In
should
Russia.
land like, yeah, I was gonna say 20, 30 miles, but you're saying more correct.
You be telling the kids, don't jump. You know what I mean? You have to
Yes.
tether. They'd have to be tethered.
Yes, and then be motherfucking weights on your feet to walk around on the planet.
Yeah. Magnets or something to keep you.
This-
But I guess we're just this speed we're twisting and rotating at and wobbling, and then these stars are moving. I guess it's just at the exact speed where when I look up at these stars, they're not moving.
Yeah.
They don't appear to be moving.
And this the satellite that's going around us that we don't see the backside of all of that.
Yeah.
This shit don't make no sense. It's some bullshit, bro.
Yeah.
And it's not above the intelligence of we. Like, it's we realize that we've been indoctrinated into some bullshit and we're unraveling the layers of it.
I just always say the ancients didn't believe all that nonsense.
No, they told us the truth. And
but they were savages and they didn't have books.
well, that's what the ignorant people that's running the 2-year-olds want us to believe.
So all they did was observe what they saw and paid attention and meditated.
Not even more than that. They built and created way more than these minions.
They created the whole system of measuring anything.
Everything. And
these time
2-year-olds of the earth are running the planet is the issue and problem.
Yeah, the ish people issues. All right, here we go. Kai Zodiac, y'all. This one's Man Know Thyself. Y'all check out KA and then Zodiac with a K.
Yeah, these ish people, I don't know what to say about them because they're ish.
There's some good ones, bro.
They're not Zionists.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Bullets are boomerangs, bro.
Stand your ground.
Murder is suicide, bro.
Yeah, man. An eye for an eye.
Silence. That's violence.
You see something, no, you better say something.
12. Slave theory. You want to be a slave? You want to raise a slave? Take some greed. Add some ego. These are your ingredients. Add some fear that Self Love mentioned. And you're a slave.
Yeah, that's when it's been put upon you. But if you can grow yourself to have charity plus humility times love, you gonna make freedom.
Fly, little pelican. Fly, pelican. Do not answer questions, people.
Shit, ain't no authority but you. So you better question everything.
Fear is an illusionary cap.
All you really need to do is vibrate love and you gonna see it through.
And forgiveness is love's highest vibration.
That's for sure. But when you forgive, you need to do something so-called charitable for your enemy and
in the beef, you know, and along those lines what Self Love just said, You know, you're doing something charitable for your enemy. And you also need to learn atonement when you've done something that may be deserving of retaliation. You need to learn how to atone, apologize, make it right, fix what you broke, do what you can. Those go hand in hand because, as we say, healthy people heal people.
And we all know that hurt people will continue to try to hurt people.
Free Larry Hoover.
Free Jeff Ford.
Free all the guys.
Prison is slavery.
Being the one is just like being in love.
Be Yahusha.
No one can tell you you're in love. You just know it.
Walk on water.
Through and through.
Yeah, man.
Bones to bones.
Whatever you do, move mountains.
Oh, that take a lot of energy, bro.
No, bro. What we've been taught and know is true. All we gotta do is have the faith of a mustard seed. And I know me and you got way more than that.
Or TATN.